Hey everybody, Joe with Bumbling Acres here. Hope y'all are doing well. I don't think I put on Facebook, or I put on YouTube. Put on Facebook, but not on YouTube. We butchered chickens today. Not the entirety. We started off raising 15 Freedom Rangers. One died of a heart attack in the middle of the night. 2 were taken out by predation, leaving 12. And then we had one rooster of one chicken meat bird that we did not butcher today. Well, we didn't harvest today, but wound up having to be called story of my life, the one that I picked, because we have a relatively small flock, 32, 33 birds, somewhere around there. We have one rooster. Now half of our flock is too young, not at egg laying age. They were just put in with the regular population. So among the older hens, the egg laying hens, we have, I think last count was 18 egg laying hens and a rooster. And that's a high on the rooster to hen ratio. Rooster does a good job roostering, but even then there are sheer logistical numbers involved. So I really wanted to have another rooster to add to our flock, and we were going to keep of the egg layers we introduced. All the egg layers we bought from the hatchery, all egg layers, all females, all hens. We had one chick that went broody, one hen that went broody, and of the I think 12 eggs she sat on, only 2 actually made it. So one of those might be a rooster. That would be good. But in lieu, while we were butchering, we got to the last one and was like, you know what? I really want to add genetics to my flock. I know that the Freedom Ranger is a mutt bird, but I really don't care. I'm not trying to raise specific generations. We do like the multicolored eggs. Layers, but more importantly, I wanted another rooster, another male, increase genetic diversity, and just make sure that all of the hens were being serviced by said roosters. So we set it up. I should have done a video, but when I'm working, I don't really care about documentation. I'm more concerned with getting the job done. And we were going to have some friends show up, and I was going to have them take some pictures maybe, but it just isn't how it worked out. So, butchering, this is our second time butchering, actually. First time was last year, obviously. And this went much smoother. Granted, much less birds. We only butchered 11. Took us about 2.5, 3 hours to butcher or to kill, eviscerate, and put in the freezing, put on the ice bath. We were going to come back today, weigh and seal them up with bags, but that's been pushed to tomorrow. My thoughts on butchering, especially on a day like today, because afterwards, after the 11 were done, we had the one rooster. I actually introduced him to our flock, put him in our clubhouse, our hen house, and our coop. And I came back, and he was in great distress, listless, clearly not viable. He just wasn't maintaining himself. We tried to move him into another enclosure, add more water to him, had it where he had water and food at his disposal. And something about this we don't know if he had some underlying illness or what, but he became non-viable. And this is really, to me, when you talk about harvesting and killing an animal, I do not like killing animals. I don't like it at all, actually. But I understand that I'm raising these animals with a purpose. And when you raise an animal with a purpose, you don't treat it, it's not like I see it as something that doesn't get treated with respect. But I also recognize that the purpose of this animal is to feed me. And it's a different emotional connection that I have to these animals. I don't believe that I have to. There are people that ask, I'm still nice to my animals. I feed them. I'm polite to them. I talk to them. I do everything. Like my hogs, I definitely am. Rub them, pat them, have all kinds of great experiences with. Still going to butcher them. And we're going to actually self-butcher this year. And a lot of people think that's weird. And I honestly think it's because most people, in my opinion, have a weird viewpoint on what deserves to be treated affectionately or caringly. I feel a greater responsibility to be nice to my animals and treat them appropriately because I'm butchering them. If not, I am not worthy of the sacrifice that they are making for me. There was a YouTuber that talked about butchering, and sociopath kept coming up. I'm not a sociopath. How can I butcher? I'm not a sociopath. And they were trying to kind of get in the idea and get through to people that you can butcher responsibly, you can butcher compassionately, humanely, and still butcher. And this really was a representation of that, because I had 11 birds I harvested and one that I culled today. And had to put that male bird down, the rooster down, and could not feed him to any of my animals because I wasn't sure what exactly killed him. So we went out and into a back area on our property, and that's kind of what we do. We don't want to waste anything. What we can't use ourselves, we release back out. So, but it really put it into perspective, harvesting, culling, butchering, and kind of my headspace about it. You can butcher your own animals and still do it with decency and respect. I have a greater connection to my food because I butcher it. And I know that's odd for someone that's never been in that scenario. It doesn't seem to make sense. It's one of those, what's the word for it? They talk about relationships that don't, paradoxical almost. It seems paradoxical. But because of the purpose of my animals and the duty that those animals serve to my family, I have a duty to serve to them. That duty isn't lost because I'm butchering. So, don't have any videos from the butchering. Sorry. Like I said, I enjoy sharing my thoughts on YouTube, but I'm not going to stop my life and reorganize the things that I'm doing for a YouTube video. Maybe at some point in the future when we've got different software and things, I will, but not today. So, Joe at Bumbling Acres. Exciting day, a good day, but a very, very full range of emotions day. Harvesting is a good day. It's a day where we put food in our freezer. Today's also a day where we had to cull one of our animals, and that's tough. So, I hope this message finds you happy and healthy. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button. Apparently there's a notification button, a bell. I don't do this YouTube thing often, so thank you very much. Y'all have a great and wonderful day. Bye.